Hi, Coach Lucas from Jurassic CrossFit here, talking to you guys on this beautiful April day where the sun is shining about how to maximize your potential as a CrossFit Masters athlete. Now, as many of you who have been born before 1986 know, your body doesn't quite feel the same now as it did when you were 20 years old. At 20, you could roll out of bed, feel great, even though you just put your body through the ringer the day before and hit a new PR with a very minimal warm-up. However, once that aging process starts to set in, that roll out of bed turns into 10 minutes of slowly telling your body it's time to move, and the beating you put yourself through the day before has you feeling like you were hit by a freight train. Well, Masters athletes, and I'll be there in 2 years, don't worry, I can promise you there is a happy medium. While I can't promise that you will feel like you're in your 20s, I can tell you that there are ways to maximize your athletic potential while aging. So, here are my top 3 tips for a CrossFit Masters athlete. Tip number 1 is going to be to prioritize recovery. Recovery is not for the faint at heart, and when you start getting older, the recovery process becomes more and more important in your daily routine. In fact, I would arguably say that recovering is more important than training as you get older. And if you aren't recovering well, then your training is going to be crap. Then there are a whole slew of recovery tools, but here are some of my favorite ways for athletes to recover. Sleep. Sleep is one of the most beneficial tools for recovering. It's that time that your body restores itself, repairs your muscles, and brings your hormones back into balance. And if you pair that sleep with a good casein protein to help grow your muscles and to help burn some of that excess body fat, it becomes even more important. Supplements. I'm a huge fan of supplementing with a multivitamin, vitamin D, magnesium, and fish oil for my Masters athletes. And it seems like across the board, athletes are generally deficient in one or all of the items above. Now, you can get your blood work done over at Damon's if you want to and see exactly where you're deficient. That way you can properly supplement with the right vitamins. But if not, then just look at taking a multivitamin so you can at least have some type of supplementation in there. Hydration. Hydration is a tremendous amount to do with recovery, and it is highly underestimated outside of actual training sessions. So set a goal for water intake and work to reach that goal daily. You'd be surprised by how good your body actually feels when it's recovered and properly hydrated. So, tip number 2, knowing your body. And I can't emphasize this one enough, guys. You're going to have to listen to your body to know when you need to push through and when you need to pull back on that throttle. The biggest hindrance to maximizing athletic potential is constantly being injured. And there are times during training when you may feel the need to push yourself, but you need to be honest with your body. Be honest about how your nagging shoulder's feeling. Be honest with how your back is feeling, and if it's okay to push it or if it needs a chance to recover. You need to be a mature athlete and make these assessments in the gym so you can avoid injury and maximize your potential in the long run. And this also goes for your mind, guys. Sometimes you may need to assess how your mind is doing and how the stress in your life is impacting you. Sometimes taking a day off can actually be a huge benefit to training and getting your mind to refocus so you don't feel guilty if you need a mental restoration day. Okay? Tip number 3, mobilize. As you get older, it seems that the mind becomes more supple, but the body doesn't, right? Making mobility a habit is key to becoming a phenomenal Masters athlete. The amount of mobility needed to be an effective weightlifter, to do gymnastics without pain, and to squat without creating knee issues is tremendous. And it's easy to feel overwhelmed with the amount of mobility needed. So, creating the habit of mobilizing daily for a set amount of time is important, right? Have a regular mobility routine every time you walk in the gym and make sure you always do it. Even if it means you may have to cut down a little bit on your training session. Prioritizing your mobility will help set you up to avoid injury and help you move more efficiently. Moving more efficiently helps you conserve energy in training, putting you into better positions, which over time causes you not to wreck your body, right? Not wrecking your body and not feeling like you've been hit by a freight train equals winning, okay? There are all different ways to make you become the best Masters athlete, like personal training with a coach. That one-on-one attention we've seen athletes just thrive with. But the above items are some of, hands down, my favorite ways to be your best. Think of it like the base of an athletic pyramid, Before you start adding lots of fancy things to your training pyramid, make sure you've laid a solid foundation of good habits, and this will surely help you become the best Masters athlete possible. Thank you guys for listening, and I'll see you in the gym.